Hi everyone, it's Lesley from Hungry Heffy Crafts, and I have got not just one project but two projects to share with you guys today. That is right, this is a project for the Heffy Doodle Blog Hub, and I'm sharing a spinner card and also a coordinating pillow box, like a gift box. But this project, the card, has also been featured in Papercraft Inspirations magazine. So a huge hello to everybody who is joining us today because they noticed the article in the magazine. I hope that you enjoy watching this video today. So to start off the card, I'm taking a piece of cardstock which is a card blank for an A2 size cardstock. I've creased it already. And I'm using some post-it tape just to mask off along the crease there because I'm going to be doing some inking on my background. I'm using the Unbearable Without You stamp set from Heffy Doodle because it has these really fun crafty images like scissors and pencil and a paintbrush. So I'm going to be stamping these all over my background using some Versamark ink and then white heat embossing all of these images so that I can come in now with my inks and add the ink over the top for the emboss resist technique. So what I did was I stamped the images at the top really close together, and then further down the card I spaced them out a wee bit more just to give them a little bit more interest. Now I'm stamping my bear, and this bear from the Unbearable Without You stamp set from Heffy Doodle. It actually doesn't have any mouths on the actual image, but you get 3 different facial expressions in the stamp set. So one of my bears is going to have a little mouth, and the other one's going to have a smiley mouth. And I'll colour both of these bears in exactly the same so that it looks like it's the same bear. And one bear will be on the front of my spinner and the other will be on the other side, so when it spins round, you'll kind of see the bear change his facial expression. I've also stamped out a couple of other little crafty images, which I'll colour in also with my Copic markers, and then die cut out the bear with the coordinating die. And you can tuck elements inside the hands of the little bear. So I'll cut out these other elements and play around and figure out exactly what I want to tuck inside his little paws. To help me make the spinner, I'm taking 2 circular dies and taping them together with some washi tape, and then running that through my die cutting machine with some pink cardstock to create this circular frame. I'll also cut one in white and then use that smaller circle to cut an aperture onto the base of my card. For my greeting on the front, I'm using the words "I miss you" and white heat embossing this onto a little scratch piece of black cardstock, and I'm going to cut this into a thin strip using my trimmer. Now sometimes I find that this is a bit hard, and the paper can sometimes move whenever you're moving the blade, so to make sure that it doesn't do that, I'm using a little piece of my post-it tape to hold that in place so that it's nice and secure and I get a nice straight edge. Now for my spinner, I'm going to use some invisible thread, or it's kind of like a pearlescent thread actually, but you can use any kind of colour. And on that white circular frame, I'm adding 2 little pieces of double-sided sticky tape, and then I'll take the end of my thread and wrap it around the top of my frame where that sticky tape is. And that will help make sure that my thread is really secure and it's not going to go anywhere. Once I've wrapped it a few times, I'll bring it down to the bottom and wrap around that bottom section, which also has the tape, before snipping off the end. Of course, now you can see the thread that is on top of this white frame, but that's why we've cut the pink frame as well. So I can put that right on top of the white frame, and I've hidden all those loose threads. So now I can add my cute little bear on both sides, one on top of the other like this, and this is ready to go onto my card right over the aperture. Now because this is an interactive card, I'm also going to use one of the stamps from the Interactive Lures stamp set from Heffy Doodle, and it says "Spin Me," and I thought that'd be really fun to add onto the frame. I've put some patterned paper in the inside of my card so I can stamp right onto it. But to give me more of a visual of where the aperture is going to be, I've added that circle that I cut out of the front of my card. I've just added it and stuck it down there with a little piece of tape temporarily, so I can make sure that my greeting on the inside is centered. And I've used my Misty stamping tool to help me position it just right and get a really nice impression. To finish off the card, I'm adding these strips of paper and my greeting on the front. So my card says, "I miss you," and on the inside it says, "So much I can barely craft," and I can spin around my little bear like this, pop it in the envelope, and then whenever it's taken out of the envelope and opened up, he spins around, which is really fun. So on my desk, after I finished making this card, I had that circular piece of cardstock with those little crafty elements embossed onto it, and I didn't want to waste it. So I took another circle die and cut out another frame with my pink cardstock, and then added some acetate to this so that I could build my own shaker element. It seemed like too good to waste. I'll take those two dies, those circular dies in that size now, and tape them together and run some craft foam through my big shot. I'm going to do that twice so that I have 2 layers of my craft foam. And this is an adhesive craft foam, so it's sticky on one side, which makes it really easy to assemble. It was a super quick project. So I'm doing 2 layers because I'm going to add some shakers into my little circular frame, and I want there to be enough room for those sequins to move around. I've stamped out one of the other bears from the same stamp set, but he looks similar but is in a different pose, and I'll use the same colouring techniques to colour him in, but I'm not worrying too much about the bottom half of his body because I figured that if he was in the middle of my shaker, it would cover up all of those elements. So what I'm going to do is actually kind of chop off his belly. Sorry. I'm going to cut him along in the middle with that circular die and then assemble the rest of my shaker. I've added some of my embossing powder tool in the inside to get rid of any static or any adhesive residue. I'll do the same to the back of the acetate on the front panel. And now I have 2 layers of foam. I've got my sequins in there and my frame on top. And I can add a few little glue dots to the back of my bear and stick him right on there. To make this into a completed project, I probably could have just stuck it onto another card, but I thought that it would be really fun to create a card and then a matching gift box. And as I was looking through my dies, I found this one, which was a pillow box die, and I thought it would be perfect, that my little shaker element would work awesome on there. So I've cut out 2 panels using some scrapbooking paper, and I'll add some stamping using the Interactively Yours stamp set. So one of the images that I've just stamped there says, "I have a surprise inside," which I thought was sweet, especially if you're going to put a gift inside. And I'm also going to add another stamp that says "Shake Me," but I actually ended up sticking my bear on first and then stamping it on the bottom here. So there we have it, 2 completed projects, and I think it's really fun that they coordinate. Thanks again for everyone who's visiting that came over from Papercraft Inspirations. Don't forget, this is part of a blog hop. We'll put the details in the video description below so that you can go over to the Hungry Heffy Crafts blog and click on the links to visit the rest of the people who are participating in this blog hop, and there'll be lots of inspiration for you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Here's some more videos that you may like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to make sure that you don't miss any of my other videos as soon as they're released. You can also leave me a like and a comment down here, and don't forget to follow me on social media @HungryHeffy. I'll see you there. Have a great day and happy crafting! Bye!